Okay, these are the 4 workflow speed tips I wish I knew when I started using Clip Studio Paint while using the pen tool. Because now that I know them and I kind of have them down by muscle memory, it makes the program a lot more fun to use, and I can actually use the program more naturally. The first thing is you can do everything you want to do by getting around your canvas using this thing up here, the navigator, but I'm a shortcut key guy, so in addition to using the pan tool, which is your spacebar, if you hold down the control key, you can zoom. And then just holding down shift alone, you pan, spacebar and control, zooms in and out. A lot easier. Now with drawing with a tablet, it's hard to draw a horizontal line because you're pushing away. It's not like when you work on a sketchbook, you just rotate it, but you don't even think about it. So you really need to rotate your canvas while you're drawing. So just like zooming, to do rotate, you're going to hold down the space bar, and then this time you're going to do shift. And that'll let you rotate to the natural position you want. And this is a real time saver, and you get a lot more control if you can actually move in the same arc that either your hand or your elbow pivots from. And that requires you to rotate that canvas. Let's get rid of this junk. And the next thing with luckily we're dealing with vectors using the pen tool, is the intersection delete. It really saves time on cleaning up your piece. So if you go down here to the delete or erase tool, you're given a whole bunch of options here, and then down under vector eraser, you're going to select the erase up to intersection. Okay. And another thing for drawing with a pen or any other tools, you'll see that circle. That's the size of your brush. If you use the bracket keys, you can increase or decrease the brush size by tapping that. Okay, so delete by intersection. So you just go pink, pink. It takes you a second to clean all this up. It's doing up there. And now the line simplification tool is a lifesaver. So you have all these jaggies because you're drawing by hand, but going back and drawing over and over again is kind of a pain. So if you go back down here above the text tool, that's your correct lines palette. And then over here, you can actually select this simplify vector line. That basically is taking all these jaggies and taking them out and taking out a lot of the unnecessary vertices. And that is super clean for cleaning up. And then when you're working with vertices, there's no separate vertice tools. You select your pen tool and then you hold the control key down. And if you select any one piece, you see the green dots. I don't know if that's showing up, but you can actually then grab and hold that. So there isn't a separate editing tool for the vertices like there is in Illustrator. So you can just go ahead and clean up your circle here. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time, but you get the gist. And you see I'm grabbing the control points for the vertices. If you select any area in between the actual vertices or control points, you're manipulating the entire line. And then there's also something called redraw. Like if there's something that you don't like that's really way out of whack. Let's see if we have anything that's really annoying. No, just this clock, I guess. So this clock, this is kind of flat. I could grab each vertex and pull them forward. Instead, we could do a live redraw. So you go back to our correct line tool, and then we do redraw vector line. I'm not sure how smooth my hand is. Kind of a lot of copy. So we're actually redrawing it, and that looks absolutely terrible. So I want to get more of a circle. So it's actually creating new control points. That's awful. Okay, so this is not a DUI test, but you can see what I'm trying to get at here. And if you go back, obviously I've introduced so many control points, it's going to be a mess, so I'll go back to simplify vector line. But our shape is where we want it now. So you use a combination of those two tools, and you can get exactly what you want really quickly. And the last thing that is a real time saver for me is this drawing's okay, but it's pretty flat looking. There's a lot of cool line variations, like in here, because it's the pen pressure that does the line variation. But sometimes you want to do line variation that matches light and not necessarily your hand or your pen pressure. So you can go back here, you can control the width with your pen. So if you go back here to the line modifier tool, and we're going to adjust the line width, and you can choose thicker, thinner, scale, blah, blah, blah. So you can use thicker, and see here there should be shadows in here. Instead of changing the line width or going over it again, stroke, like cross-hatching, I just selected the thicken under the adjust line width. I'm going to go ahead and bump up my tool over here. So now we can just stroke, add some more personality to the corner of that area. Same thing with anything lower right. You're kind of whoa. And make things thicker to have that personality. Let's do some of this here so you can see the difference. This chair looks a little flat. Obviously, the back side should be thicker. I'm going to go over a couple things real quick. To add the fact that this piece right here, there should be shadow under here, we can fake it by just making this line thicker. And over here, could be a shadow under here. So now the carpet has a little more personality to it. And that's it. Hopefully some of these tips help speed up your workflow and let you draw exactly what you want to draw without fumbling around too much. Okay? Bye.